Well, welcome back to the Connect Show, Texas. So, our first guest today is here to help people rewire their mindset, right? Have you ever had to do that? Just kind of sit back, think again, let it come to you again. And really, you're just rewiring their thoughts, allowing them to create momentum, right? You just talked about momentum toward achieving their fullest potential. So please help me welcome Grace Brown, aka the Mindset Coach.
Hey, ladies, how are you?
Great.
Good
We're
morning.
so glad you're here.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, Grace. So you actually come from a military background. I feel so inspired by you because it takes such a disciplined person and someone with such a huge heart and compassion and drive to go into the military. That is such an incredible career. Do you feel that your military background really influenced this new endeavor?
Yes, I do, Michelle, because for one, you have to have that mindset over matter mentality when you're in the military. It doesn't matter what's going on around you, if it's noise, if it's loud, whatever, if someone else is, going through something, you have to stay focused. You have to have that one track mind. And so it's the same thing whenever I got into this endeavor, is to stay focused on, my clients, on my avatar, where their needs are, not to make things about myself, but, how can I help them? How can I help them develop? How can I help them create that momentum in their life to move forward, and also having that discipline and being able to apply it, with my business and with my clients, it keeps them on track. And it's like, they come back like, okay, where have you been, my life, because people, we pick up, we dabble, and we get into this and we get into that, and we start so many different things. And, okay, it's like, now what? And a lot of times we think when we pick up these new toys or these new things to work with, we think, okay, I'm doing something, I'm getting somewhere, but we're just busy.
Grace, I'm so inspired by you. And to get even more personal with you today, when we visited by phone a week ago, you did share with me a little bit about your background and how you kind of got into this field. And being a veteran is a big part of your family. I know your father was also in the military and your son as well. And you shared that your son committed suicide. I wanted to point that out and have you share a little bit about that, because you're not just a coach. You are actually someone that's had to push through real life experiences. And here you are, shining, glowing, blessed. And someone at home today is suffering with something similar. This actually brought about depression for you. Let's talk about triggers in depression, how to push past suicide and pain that many of us have experienced with friends and family.
Yeah, exactly right. So with and thank you for acknowledging my son. I appreciate that. It will be 3 years this July, and so what I recognized as triggers for me was, one, that the fact that he did commit suicide. And you're never prepared for that, right? You're not really prepared for any triggers, but you're definitely not prepared for something like that. And throughout our lives, we have these different titles. We're CEOs, or we're analysts, or we're wife, we're niece, we have all these different titles. But what outranks any of those, if you're a mom, is typically your mom. That's your biggest title. And so when that is suddenly taken away from you, and you're like, this is what you identify with the most. Even if your child is a grown-up child is away, that's still your child. But as a mom, you still want to be able to protect them, even if that means protect them from themselves. And so when you can't do that because they're far away, I felt completely stripped.
You are amazing. That's so good. You are good, Grace. You are good. I feel it. I feel it in you.
Grace,
Thank you.
I literally had a you're amazing. Okay, you market yourself, and you talk about, you share about triggers and how to help people overcome triggers, and being such an incredible mindset, master your mindset coach. And it sounds like that could potentially be easy, but as you've shared this process, it seems so much deeper than such a surface coaching. It's so deep. I mean, you're getting to the root of someone's trigger. So, can you talk a little bit more about that? It's so incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when it comes to, with the triggers and actually going deep, a lot of times, like you said, things, not just coaching, but, things period can be surface. And a lot of times we cover, we put a facade, we put a face to it, we put a mask to it, right? And so, but when we do that, we're denying this event or this trigger that's essentially a part of us. It's still a part of us, and it's something that we deny and cover up, typically because it's something we don't necessarily like about ourselves, right? Because the fact that it brings us up, how many times do we beat ourselves up because we made a mistake, or, oh, I can't believe I said that. And, we try to avoid it altogether, but not avoiding it, but recognizing why you said that.
I just want to thank you for sharing your story and being here with us. How can people work with you, call you? Like, I bet like a consultation with you, because Michelle, I'm like you. Like, when I hung up, I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with her. She's so strong and amazing.
I know.
I know there are people that need you right now, Grace. How can they call you, find you, work with you?
They can reach me at, they can find me at www.momentumcoachingwithgrace.com. I am on social media at the Momentum Mindset Coach on Facebook and Instagram.
We are just getting started. Don't go anywhere. We have an integrative health practitioner joining us next to talk all things health. Who doesn't want to talk about living a better life, a healthy life? But first, we're going to chat with Christy. She's crushing it with Christy.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
So good. That's right. She's sharing today how to crush your goals with confidence and how to build a genuine connection while increasing your cash flow.